We are under attack. The grid, the critical infrastructure across our nation is being attacked. Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. Who is doing it? Who is responsible? We don't know yet. Of course, the media is putting a spin on it. They're trying to say it's right-wing extremists, which it may be. People are getting fed up. They're getting sick and tired of what's going on in our country, and the increasing likelihood of more of these happening is a very high probability. What we need to understand and prepare for is the grid going down. Combined with winter, weather, and the fragile nature of our grid, it's highly likely that we will have a dark winter. Prepare for power outages in your area. How can you go about doing that? Also, how can you keep your family safe with all this stuff increasing every day? There's a lot of threats out there. Don't know who's doing it. Is this a start of Civil War 2.0? Revolution 2.0? Only time will tell. This is one of those situations that me and a lot of other prepper channels have been talking about for a long time. We talk about long-term off-grid living. Do you have solar backup? Do you have wind generators? Do you have gas-powered generators, dual fuel generators, diesel generators, all these kind of things? Do you have a wood stove? Do you have an ability to heat your house? Do you have the ability to cook food? But before I go any further in the video, a lot of good stuff to talk about. Please stick with us to the end. Please hit that subscribe button. Be part of the team, Team AP. Share the videos, comment below, and give that thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Also, with all this stuff happening, like I said, the media is putting a spin on it. Of course, they're trying to make it look like, white supremacists or extremists and stuff like that. But you know what? It may just be people getting fed up. So, like I said, this may be the start of something. I don't know. I don't know who's doing it. It's not me. It's nobody I know. But this is a situation where if we get into darker times, challenging times, it's increasing likelihood as turmoil, as civil unrest gets worse and worse and worse for things like this to happen. Also, another spin on it may be the fact that, who knows, maybe it's international actors, people from other countries, or people here doing it in the name of other countries, like North Korea, like China, like Russia, like many other countries, Iran. There's a lot of other countries out there that don't like us, and some of them for good reason. We stick our noses in a lot of stuff just to fund our military-industrial complex so that we can line the pockets of all the rich and powerful and wealthy, and so that they can gain more control over us. So those are things we need to be aware of. Being aware of what's going on around us, though, isn't the entire part of the equation. Like I talked about, there's a lot of things to do. There's a lot of things to prepare. The two biggest things are we need to keep ourselves warm in the winter, and we need to be able to cook food and boil water, those kind of things, which is very important. We have to provide for our families. If you're here, you're of preparedness mindset, and you want to know how to better set yourselves up for success, to hopefully thrive, not just survive in adverse conditions. So that's why we talk about these things here. I'm here to empower you guys. I can't do it for you. You have to get up and do it. But having alternate sources of heat and alternate sources of cooking are vital. I'm not here to sell you anything. I don't have any solar generators, anything to sell you. I don't. You need to do the research yourself and find good quality stuff that fits your budget. It's very important. Or what you can do is like we do here at the AP Homestead. We prepare in such a way that we don't need the grid to live. I don't at all. Now, would the stuff in our fridge and our deep freezers, would we have to go through that stuff? Yes, we would. But our deep freezers are full, and so they would stay frozen for quite a while. We have a wood stove. We have a propane cooktop that we can always use. We also have alternate ways to cook, and that's very important. We have a grill. we have a propane grill, we have a charcoal grill, we have a campfire pit outside, we have those little foldable stoves with the little fuel tabs in them to cook stuff. We got radiant heat. You can put one of those underneath a clay pot or a candle under a clay pot. Set those up around your house and create radiant heat. You can do things like that. It's very important that you're prepared for what may be coming. Stuff like this is good to have also, right? Yeah, it is. Blankets to keep yourselves warm inside. Depending on the situation, you may not have a wood stove. You may be in an apartment in the city. I don't know where you are, where you live, stuff like that. But having lots of blankets, especially wool blankets, quilts, fleece blankets, all those kind of things that you can cover up windows with. You can put under the door to keep the warmth in. You can also bundle up in them, isolate yourselves into one room. But just take this seriously. These kind of attacks are, once they start doing this, like an isolated one is like, okay, but then I got reports of, I've heard things like North Carolina, South Carolina, I've heard of Ohio, here in Washington State, it's happening. So it's starting to happen on a regular basis. Also people targeting other infrastructure things that affect our lives. Traffic cameras, street lights, different things like that. I forget all of them, what I've been hearing lately. Just watching some videos, looking at the news sources and stuff like that. And of course, they're just putting their spin on it, like I said before. So be wary of that also. But once a situation like this starts really picking up steam, and people start hearing about it in other locations, it's probably going to increase because there's people out there that are willing to do these kind of things. Are they good people or are they bad people? I don't know. I don't know what their agenda is. I don't know what they're pushing for. I don't know what's going on. But I know that at the beginning of a conflict, some civil conflict, whatever kind of conflict you want, chaotic times, those are primary targets. Power stations, substations, transformers, all those kind of things. Because what that does is it sends a signal. And it degrades the capability of people in those areas to do what they need to do. Because there's no power. These are why we prepare. These reasons are why we prepare. I don't want you guys to be left out in the cold or in the dark. So it's time to take a round turn on your preps. Ramp up your prepping. Get things that will help you live through this winter off-grid. And if where you're at is untenable, unsustainable, where you can't stay there if an event like this happens, then have fallback plans. This is talking about bug out locations, bug out routes, tribe. Tribe is very important. Maybe you can go stay somewhere else with a tribe member that has power or has some form of off-grid capability. This is about being flexible and being dynamic. You need options. We want to thrive, not just survive. This is very important. So as this problem evolves and gets worse, which, like I said, the likelihood of it being and or getting worse is high. What do you need to do? Well, first off, don't be pulling your vehicle up anywhere near a substation, a power station, transformer, stuff like that, and stopping. If you see them, don't pull over there, because then you may be brought into the problem. Stay away from them. And interface with others. Build your tribe, grow your tribe. Make sure that you can get through this winter without power. I have a feeling it's gonna snowball. I have a feeling. And I also have a feeling that this will and or could be the start of whatever people want to call it. Civil War 2.0, Revolution 2.0. It may be. I don't know if it's left-wing extremists, right-wing extremists. I don't like all the labels anyway. That's just an agenda of division. They're trying to divide us to keep us from being aware of and paying attention to what the real agenda is, which is controlling all of us. They don't care whether we're left, whether we're right, whether we're, Christian or not. Well, they do, actually. They hate some of us more, but they just want us divided. And they really just want to control all of us. And there's a lot of us out there, probably me included, that they just don't want to be alive. And so we have to try our hardest to stay alive, to be self-reliant, self-sustainable, doing things like this, growing your own food, raising your own animals, and having the ability to weather any storm. So please prepare yourselves, get yourselves ready to weather this storm. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.